4 months or so out. Actually, I was introduced to Traverse through Jacob, who's also here in the meeting, and we're at similar stages. We're both like 4 months or so out.
Okay,
Awesome.
that's awesome.
Yeah, welcome Jacob as well. Yeah, we already chatted by email. It's great to see you here.
Lovely to be here. I'm very excited for today. I've been looking forward to this for the past couple of days now. And yeah, and Sagar gave a pretty sweet intro. We're at very similar stages. I'm about 4 months out, and yeah, I've been finding that Anki is quite isolated, and I saw I don't know their name, but I saw on the MCAT Reddit someone post like the Traverse platform, and I hopped on it immediately and saw its value, and looking forward to its continued development. I think it's amazing.
Awesome.
That's awesome. So just to give you, I'm the guy. I was the excellent.
That was you.
That's him. Yeah. That's him right there.
But yeah, I was the same way, man. Like I just barely took the MCAT a month ago, so I was just right there in your shoes and had
congrats on the 523. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you. Jacob, are you at NYU? I studied. Let's see. And then I would want to ask you that. I studied for like intense since September, and then I took it in March. So yeah, that was kind of I kind of took a long process with it. Are you at NYU or?
No, I'm from the Great White North. I'm from Canada. I'm currently living in Toronto. I got my degree in the University of Ottawa in health sciences, and it was an honors degree. I graduated this past summer as well. And for the past 6 or so months, I've been, 7 months now, I've been back home. I've been working and then dedicated studying for the past 3 months, and I'm writing on the 9th of September.
Nice.
Okay. Wow, that's so awesome.
That's great.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mark. Is your sound working, Mark? Can you speak?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, there you are. Welcome. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, great. So yeah, we were just asking everybody like where are you at with your MCAT studies, which stage and what are you struggling with?
So I'm applying this application cycle, and I'm planning to take it around first week of June.
Right.
Of June?
Pardon?
Did you say June or July?
June.
Okay, awesome.
Nice. So what was your main struggle when studying for MCAT? Oh, I think Mark's audio is gone. All right.
Real fast.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
So my
yeah.
So you asked me about my main struggle?
Yeah, exactly.
Like the reason why I came to this webinar is because sometimes I find hard connecting ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So that's has been a main struggle in terms of like the content aspect of it. But I also do struggle with passage-based skills.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna talk a bit about that later on.
And is it okay, Dom, if I just ask, like, SP, when is your test? When's your test date?
September 9th as well.
Okay. Yeah, you and Jacob really are right in the same boat. That's fun.
Yeah. So I don't know, maybe some people will join a bit later, but let's maybe just start and kick it off. So yeah, Raleigh. So I'm gonna do this together with Raleigh. I'll very shortly introduce him. But my name is Dominick. Currently, actually, well, still living in Italy. Yeah, I love to go out hiking, mountain biking, climbing. Very soon, actually tomorrow, I'm flying to Thailand, the other side of the world. And I actually lived in 8 different countries over the past 10 years. And that's also related to the reason why I started building Traverse, I was struggling to learn Mandarin Chinese because it was 5 years ago that I met my partner. She's now my wife. She's Chinese, and I couldn't really connect with her parents because they only spoke Chinese. So then I started learning Chinese, and I tried like Duolingo, all those other apps out there, right? But it didn't really click, and I was really struggling. Even though in the past I had learned other languages, I'd learned German, Portuguese, and I'm from a physics engineering background, so I studied. I even did my master's thesis in aerospace. I built aircraft electronics for a while. So I was really surprised that it was so hard for me to learn Chinese. So that was when I started learning about all those efficient learning methods like spaced repetition, active recall, concept mapping, and I kind of brought it all together in a method that worked for me. And then I thought, well, this is great. So I actually managed to learn Chinese with that. And then I wanted to share that in some form with the world. So I started building an app because I'm from a programming background, technical background. So I started building an app called Traverse to basically enable others to learn using those same methods. And yeah, so a lot of people have taken it up since then. Over 10,000 users are now using it to learn languages, math, programming, medicine. So yeah, especially recently, we've seen a lot of interest from medical students and especially MCAT students. And that's also, so sorry, this is just a picture of me with my wife in China, where we managed to connect with a local farmer speaking Chinese, and he just gave us a day-long tour through like his orange gardens. Just a small picture, but yeah, as I said, a few months ago, actually, I was contacted by Raleigh here, and Raleigh just thought it was really raving about how the app helped him study for the MCAT. So yeah, basically what he told me, as I remembered it, is he used to study with Anki, but he was a bit frustrated with it. It felt like just memorizing isolated facts. He actually tested a lot of other tools as well. I think a total of 6 before he finally discovered Traverse. And then one thing he noticed immediately is how much easier it was to create flashcards, to make connections, and he started seeing the big picture. And then, a few weeks ago, he finally got his MCAT score, 99 percentile score. So yeah, Raleigh, why don't you tell us a bit more about yourself and about your process studying?
Yeah, well, just kind of like you guys, I think that month mark within like halfway through studying for the MCAT, you just realize that there's just way too much information and everything's getting lost. And so yeah, like Dom said, I reached out to him after looking through a lot of different apps. One thing that's really cool about Dom is he's just in it to help people. I feel like that's kind of why we're all in medicine anyways. And so like, it surprised me how fast he got back to me, and he was like, yeah, well, tell me your ideas. And then I was like, hey, can we do this? And can we try this? And I've never seen a company that like quickly innovates and implements the things that you ask for. And so I think you guys, we'll have some time at the end of this, but like, it's definitely a community where you can kind of say like, hey, like, let's make this happen. And Dom makes it happen. So yeah, I was so stoked when I found Traverse. I've switched all of my Anki decks on there now. That's how I'm gonna study for med school. I love it. I'm super stoked about it. And I don't know, I feel like kind of like, if you could imagine, I'm sure there was a Zoom call, even though there wasn't Zoom back then, but like the first founders of Anki, like everyone's like, hey, like maybe we should try this, so we're kind of in that moment as far as medicine, because Dom's done a lot of stuff with other fields, but medicine's just kind of kicking off right now. So it's kind of exciting to be at the very beginning of it.
Yeah, definitely super exciting. And this for me was the most exciting message I think you sent me, Raleigh, in that process.
Yeah, that was a good day. I was glad that all happened. And Traverse definitely helped.
Yeah. So as Raleigh basically was mentioning, it really seems to resonate, like this yeah, this method with medical students. So that's why what we kind of want to build is like the best learning tool for MCAT, for medicine. And of course, we already have a lot of features in that direction, but to really build that, we need to get more people involved. And that's one of the things we want to talk about later as well. Because
can I just add something here with
Yeah.
this? Yeah, I mean, like, and one key thing that like you should know, like this is Dom's livelihood, and this is his company, and he's just doing such a good job. Like I'm not like making money off of this or anything. Like I'm not like a formal position, but I just love it so much. You know, when you like find a sick company and you just get so stoked about it. Like you guys know with Anki, you probably told so many people about Anki, and Jacob, like you hopped on and told SP like, hey, like, did you find this out? So I'm just so excited about it. I just think so many students it could just change. It could make medical learning so much better. So yeah, sorry, Dom, I just wanted to add that part.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I think, yeah, Raleigh and I kind of, as we worked together on this, we had so much fun, and we discovered we are basically on the same mission. We want to help people. And when I discovered how great the medical community is, how helpful and generous the people are, I thought like, well, this is a community I want to work with, and I want to build something for. So that's kind of the mission we're on. We're both trying to help people, as all of your medical students are, for sure. So yeah, that's like our common goal. So I would love, yeah, so we already had introductions from a couple of you, from SP, from Jacob. I think Mark, is this the same Mark, or is another Mark just joined us?
That's the same Mark.
All right, so then we know you as well, Mark. So yeah, we talked about where you were in your journey, why you joined Traverse, what's your biggest struggle. And at least for Raleigh, what we've seen has helped him most to, oh, sorry, somebody's joining. So what Raleigh and I have identified, actually, Chung, hello, Chung, Charlie. Hello. Oh, more people joining.
It looks like they're just commenting, so.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I don't have the chat here. Hi, Charlie. If you want, Charlie, you can unmute and kind of introduce yourself and where you're at in your MCAT learning journey.
Oh, hi. I'm just starting. I am in the United States. I just wanted to see any like particular advice about this, and I'm just starting, so I'm not sure what my biggest struggle is so far, but it's probably cars.
Right. So when is your test date?
I'm still figuring out like how much time I'll need. So I'm like I already took one diagnostic, and I'm like trying to like figure out like how much content I'm missing to determine my test.
Right. Great. And then we had Tasnim joining as well. Do you want to introduce yourself, Tasnim? If you can unmute. Or if that's not possible for you, you can also write in the chat. All right, let's, oh, okay. Interested to learn more about Traverse. All right, so yeah, if you want to write in the chat as well, like where you're at in your MCAT journey, and what your main struggle is, that would be helpful too. We can talk about that later. All right, so while Tasnim is writing that, I'll talk about the three things that helped Raleigh, which was basically visually mapping out what he's learning, helped him overcome the overwhelm, seeing the bigger picture, fast flashcard creation, and our review algorithm, which basically gave him the confidence that he would remember. And then little things like positive reinforcement, so make the learning process more joyful, and make the habits easier to stick to. And also things like linking that help him to create new creative thoughts and connect things. We're going to talk through each of those things. So the first is like the visual concept mapping, basically drawing out a map. And as a short challenge, I would like if everybody can take 1 minute and take one concept that you might be struggling with to understand or remember, and then write down and draw everything you know that you can in your own words or in your own drawings. And you can use pen and paper for that, or you can also do it in Traverse. Just make it completely your own. Don't use any highlights or copy text from somewhere else. And that will basically help you see how this mapping out can help, and how writing is essentially thinking. And I think if nothing comes to mind that you could do this about right now, I think Raleigh might also have a couple of ideas that are very relevant for MCAT studies.
Yeah, guys, just if nothing comes to mind, obviously a lot of pathways are really important. Metabolism's really good. Hormones are really big, especially knowing, where the hormones come from and their physical properties, whether they're soluble in liquids or fats. So that's kind of another great pathway, but it could just be anything that you feel like is connected.
Yeah, so let's just kick off 60 seconds right now, and draw and write as much as you can. Meanwhile, Tasnim wrote, he's taking it in the summer, using Anki, but struggling to see the bigger picture. Yeah, I think we've heard that a lot. Oh, okay. That's time. Yeah, if some of you guys can show like what you've drawn and what your thought process was. Maybe just unmute and you can start.
I don't
absolutely.
Oh,
go ahead. You guys go.
For me, I was just writing out the pathway for the Krebs cycle, or the citric acid pathway, and what I'm struggling with is just remembering the reducers, or like the like NADH, GTP, and FADH, like when they come in, at what points in the cycle, because I know exactly like the pathway of the cycle. Is just remembering the specific reducers that come around, or sorry, oxidizers. See, that's something that I'm struggling with. But yeah, I know every single molecule that it converts to, but it's a matter of knowing what comes in at certain stepways in the citric acid cycle. So I know it goes from, and I know this is going to be jargon for you, but it makes sense for me, Dom. But I know it goes from pyruvate, acetyl-CoA, to citrate, isocitrate, alpha-ketoglutarate, then succinyl-CoA, then succinate, then fumarate, then malate, then oxaloacetate, and then it drops a CO2 between succinyl-CoA and succinate, I believe.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
I'm trying to remember.
okay. Raleigh does a thumbs up. So I guess you got most of it, right?
It's gonna get a 528 right there.
Yeah.
That was really good.
So did you find this, like just drawing and writing that out, did you find that helpful for your own understanding?
Yeah, because like even though I'm not exactly sure on some of the specific steps that like the electron carriers come around, that like I just writing it out gives me like a more rough idea rather than not even writing anything out and just trying to guess just in my head. So yeah, I definitely like active writing is amazing in that sense.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody else?
Powerful.
Anybody else wants to go? I think SP, you had some ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. This isn't something that I think I know it pretty well. I'm just not sure. I just wasn't sure how well I knew it, but I drew a little, I think it's called a mind map of the 4 theories. I think there's 4 primary theories of emotion. And I have it here. I was not sure. Oh, I have to unblur. I wasn't sure. I don't know if you could see that, but I wasn't
Yeah,
sure
I can see it.
how well I knew everything. But just drawing it out, I didn't get to finish it. It probably would take me like maybe 5-6 minutes to finish it. But it just showed me that, I do know it. I wasn't confident that I knew it, but just being able to recall it like this showed me that I knew it. And I like this way of drawing things out as opposed to just having things in a Google Doc, for example.
Yeah, definitely. So that's basically doing this concept mapping, and just helps you see like the bigger picture. It helps you create some structure, and like it helps you stop feeling overwhelmed, basically. So that is one of the reasons that we heavily rely on using visual concept maps in Traverse as well. And then once as you kind of draw this, you kind of start seeing new connections, how things hang together, and your picture becomes clearer over time. So now I think now we're going to do our first mini demo. So we have three mini demos planned in this session. We call it live learning with Raleigh. So basically Raleigh is going to show us how he's doing each of those 3 steps in Traverse when studying for the MCAT. So Raleigh, show us how you do mind mapping.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so let me just share my screen real fast. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And
and
have any
yeah,
have any questions or comments like on this specific thing, just unmute and drop in. So we'll have a full Q&A where you can ask any question about anything at the very end. But if you have any questions about what Raleigh is doing or showing or why he's doing something, just unmute and ask him directly.
Yeah. Honestly, please just ask questions. And just so that I can kind of understand where you guys are at, have you guys like ever used Traverse? Like, have you tried creating anything yet, or just kind of just a little bit, maybe?
Yeah, I actually have. I haven't started filling out and using like the full potential of the flashcards, but I'm gonna more so address this in the Q&A. But I tried uploading the Anki deck that I've been using, and it like the formatting was not happy. So I'm thinking I'm just like rebuilding it myself, because then that way like it'll make most sense to me. And then that way I can like check off all of the subjects. But I have like gotten quite familiar with like the keyboard shortcuts, like how it works. It's nice. It's amazing.
Okay, that's great to know. Yeah, I just don't want to I don't want to go like too easy or too hard. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
As far as SP or Charlie, like, have you guys like maybe made one at all or anything? Okay, so we're just kind of getting a mix of everything. That's great. Okay, so I'll give you my 2 ways of thinking to approach Traverse. So obviously we most of us have Anki cards. So the first way is just to like take your cards in and then study your cards. And then as you study your cards, you just start making your deck as you go. You make your map as you go. And I think kind of like Dom just showed with that practice, that like making the map as you go is kind of like that missing stuff of learning. Like you can put all of your cards in one deck and then you make your maps and then you start dragging cards into your decks. Does that make sense? And that honestly, just that simple trait of dragging cards into your nodes just is so helpful.
Yeah, maybe you can show
Oh
that
yeah, Dom.
right now.
Yeah,
while you're talking about
yeah.
it.
So let me just show you this. So imagine that I had my one deck that I just downloaded from Anki. It's totally fine if it's just one node. But imagine that this is that. You just take your card and you just drag it. You just drop it into the next one. And that's really nice. So that's one strategy. The other strategy is just to make your concept map and then make your flashcards. So I'll just kind of show that down here with this one. Oh, I don't know. I think I just accidentally moved a page, but we're good. So so I'll show you how I do that really fast. So with low blood glucose, that's funny, that says glucose. Basically, we know that the body is going to need to do fatty acid oxidation as well. Then I would just create my node. And then what I would do, depending on if you're using like Jack Weston for your content or like Khan or whatever, just go to your page, copy and paste, and then you could like watch your video on it. But I actually like doing it this way. So then I kind of read about it, and then I just pick out the things that I think are like the most important that I want to make flashcards with. So right here, it says glycerol can be converted to glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, an intermediate, and continue through the remainder of the cellular respiration breakdown pathway. Like that's something I didn't know when I was studying for the MCAT. You just click flashcard, the flashcard's right there. I might just delete all of this and probably delete that. And then there's my flashcard. So that's kind of another way to go about it. You can either like make your concept map first and then make cards into it, or you just bring in your entire deck, and then as you review your flashcards, I'll just go like this. You review your flashcards, you click up here, then you go, this is my mind, so this is the one that I'm making, but that'll show you how to start. It'll take you to your map, and then you just drag your flashcards into there. So anyways, those are the two different, I think, strategies of doing that. Are there any questions about that? Okay, Rad, I'll give it back to you, Dom.
All right, cool. Just a sec. Yeah, so that was the first live learning with Raleigh. Then we move on to the next like pillar that we have of the three pillars that make learning with Traverse so efficient, and that's like the flashcards. And yeah, a lot of you will already be familiar with flashcards. It's kind of like, as we're using spaced repetition, is the fastest way to remember anything. It can really give you that confidence. Like you don't have to worry so much about remembering something, because you know it's going to show up at the right time in your reviews, even if you have only like a limited time per day, because reviewing your flashcards can be done quickly, or as quickly as you want, because you can just add more content as well. And the smart thing is, like, those flashcards, they don't live in isolation. Like you can actually link them to other topics and see how they kind of fit into the bigger picture.
I had a question.
Yeah.
So for example, let's say I'm using a pre-made deck on Anki, and as I'm going through those cards, how do I go about making the mind map on Traverse?
Yeah, actually, I think, Raleigh, you're gonna do a bit about importing pre-made decks later on, right?
Yeah, I am. Is that, if I show you that later on, is that okay, Mark?
All right, that's okay.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna have a look at that. And yeah, actually now we're gonna do live learning with Raleigh flashcards. And actually the one after that will be about importing Mark as well. So then the question should be answered. Oh, sorry. I'll give it back to you,
yeah.
Raleigh.
I hope this is a good use of your time. Is this helping for some of you guys, just like these teeny demos?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Rad. Okay, so smart flashcards, things that I've noticed that, I mean, I wish Anki could have done. So, okay, first, you can make your flashcards down here new. You already saw how I went like this and made a flashcard. But there's also ways to make like really cool different flashcards. You can do like to-do lists, bulleted lists, tables. I want to show you tables real fast because I feel like that's really helpful. But before I'm going to do that, I'm going to insert a link because I'm going to show you how that happens later. Let's just pretend that I want all of these cards to also link to citric acid cycle, right? You could also imagine, let's say you were studying about NADH and you were gonna link that to the specific parts of the citric acid cycle. So does this make sense? You really wanna link your stuff a lot because these links will come up when you're reviewing your flashcards. So I'm gonna click citric acid cycle right there, just for fun. And then when I go like this and I do, let's just do NADH just for fun. So the NADHs right here are going to be blanked out. You'll see the entire table. The answers right here. You can make your tables however you want. But then this right here is cool. And this will show up when you create your flashcard, but just to show you. If you click right here, it will take you to that spot. And that's really nice to know, right? Like imagine yourself reviewing your stuff with the review flashcards button and you're like, oh, boom, like where does FADH pop in again in the citric acid cycle? Sorry, I said that and Siri got all excited. Get away, Siri. And then it'll take you back to the citric acid cycle. So I think linking and making those smart flashcards is just super important. I think that's just kind of what I wanted to show with this section. Any questions with that? All right, let's, here you go, Dom.
All right, cool. So that was live learning with Raleigh 2. And yeah, the final steps of what Raleigh already talked about a lot is like linking your thinking, basically solidifying and yeah, basically solidifying and connecting those things as you review, as you build your mind map, and that those connections that you built in Traverse are reflected in what you actually build into your brain. So it won't just disappear when you take the test, like because those connections will still be there. We just make the tools to make it simpler to connect those thoughts in the first place. And one thing that we also recommend is something called the Feynman method, which is learning by teaching. And yeah, we actually have some content in the app that shows you how to apply that. So you can see that for yourself at some point. But all of that is basically built so that you can create a clear visual image of your learning content in your head. And Raleigh is going to show you now about linking media and Anki imports, especially for Mark. And Tasnim mentioned in the chat, he's also really interested in creating a map from pre-made decks. Raleigh. Oh, you're muted, Raleigh.
Perfect. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Glad I didn't just go off and talk about things to myself. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to show them actually with something that I'm really excited about, and it's just, this is a little teaser, but we're going to show this to you guys at the end as well. But I'm going to show it to you with this this PsychSo deck that we'll be releasing soon. But before we get there, I'll just kind of show you the process. So if you want to download your deck and you just do Anki import, you press upload Anki, and then the key thing here that's kind of important, and I think Dom and I have been talking about ways to go about it, is you got to make sure you take off your scheduling. At first, the scheduling, if it's saying like every 20 days, that's just going to make it a lot harder for Traverse to work with it. So there's a way to remove your scheduling. And that's really easy when you download your Anki. Does everybody know how to like download an Anki deck onto their desktop? Like, is that okay? Sweet. So you just download your Anki deck onto your desktop, and then you just go here, click upload. But then I'll show you kind of what happens after that. So we're so excited. This is what we've been working on for the last week. So this right here is we're calling it the Khan deck or something, but basically this deck has every single Khan Academy video in a mind map with all of my psych soc cards. And all of my psych soc cards are already like within the structures, but I'll show you kind of how we made this deck from the beginning. So when you download your deck from Anki, it's going to come in and it's going to look something like this. It's going to just it's going to break it up into smaller pieces because it's normally around like 200 cards per page. So it'll break it up into smaller pieces. And then what I just went to do from there is I just started to create my entire mind map. So I went up here. Sorry, this is just loading. Whoa. Let me do a little.
Yeah, I think on a Zoom call it's always slower.
It's hard on a Zoom call. I might just collapse this. Okay, sweet. So you can kind of see up here, I'm not going to scroll around just because it's a Zoom, but up here I started to make my entire mind map, right? And then I clicked it here, and just like I showed you earlier, I'm just moving cards into pages, or you can do a quick, hopefully this will load, just kind of slow on Zoom. You can also click here and then just do move to, and you just move your cards. Now the fun thing with this, and like why we're super stoked, is you can also have media, and you can also determine the high or low yield things. So how I made this deck, and this will be available, and you guys will actually have the first access to it if you want, is like I'm doing the darker blue is the highest yield, and the lighter blues medium yield, and then the other ones are kind of like super low yield. But you go into here. We've already uploaded all of the videos, so you can just watch your video, then you make your own flashcards. But we've uploaded all of our flashcards, and all of the flashcards also really try to have like real life examples. That's just how I learn best, and that's what I would recommend for you guys, is to try to actually give like real life examples. Don't just say like the ciliary muscles contract, like just like really try to give an example of how that would work. So anyways, that's kind of how you make your deck. Once again, you just upload it into Traverse, and then you just start making your concept map, and then you just start moving cards into it.
Cool. Also, does that answer Tasnim and Mark's questions about creating maps for pre-made decks? All right. Great. So that was the final live learning session. We will do a like full Q&A at the end. But now Raleigh and I just want to take a moment to kind of reflect on what we want to do, which is create this like best learning tool for MCATs and for medical students. And we hope that all of you on the call here, you're kind of early adopters, and we would love if you would be a part of that. And in return for that, of course, we will do everything we can to help you get a great MCAT score, first of all. But then at some point, maybe you also want to start giving back to other med students, MCAT students in the community. So we want to build a community around that, which is also going to be a central place to share your resources, like the Psych Soc deck that Raleigh just show you. And so we call this like we want to create a select group of founding members for this community, because it's really important that we have people who are really excited about it and can help to create this community, help it grow and get off the ground, basically. So Raleigh came up with this with these fun names here: be a pioneer, be a creator, be a leader. Raleigh, maybe you can talk us through that. You're muted.
Sorry, I should keep myself unmuted. Could you share the slides by chance? I don't think we can see the slides.
Oh, I'm very sorry. Okay.
No worries.
Okay, so that must have been a bit confusing then, what I just said.
No, it made sense. It was good.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I was just talking about the mission that we Raleigh and I have set for ourselves to create the best learning tool for MCAT and medical. And that's what I want to build with you. And big part of that is creating a community to help others learn as well. First of all, to help you ace the MCAT, but then also to give back and help others. And that can be a central place for resources like the deck Raleigh just shared. All right, Raleigh, off you go.
Yeah. Okay. I'll kind of walk through these real fast, and then we'll get to questions, because we know you guys just are probably studying away. So first off, it's kind of being a pioneer, be a creator, be a leader. I'll go through each one. We would love if you want to be involved with this, just kind of involved with starting this community. It would be really cool. Imagine just kind of like starting the Anki community, right? Or starting something else. It's not like a lot of work, because obviously you guys are super busy and we're all super busy with med school. It's really just kind of supporting one another. So can we go to the next page, Dom?
Yeah.
So basically, the idea is we're going to make a Reddit community. We would love if you guys were like the first people on it. And also with that, just to give your feedback, be like, hey, like, I think we should change this. Like I said, I told Dom, like, hey, like, I think we should be able to drag cards. And like the next day that was ready. It just, Dom's getting things out so fast. So your feedback is so rad. Another thing that I put right here is like, you can like say you're like a Traverse innovator, and put that in your applications. Like med schools love innovators, and I've already put Traverse in my application, right? And so to say that you're part of this Traverse innovators, you can use Dom as a reference, saying like Dom can vouch that this is like an activity. This could be a planned or future activity. But there's not much to do. It's really just like studying. If you make a cool map, let's say Jacob was making his map about the Krebs cycle, post the map. Like the idea is not to take a lot of time. It's just to post maps and then like support one another, answer questions, and make it better. I think that's pretty good as far as this page. And we'll do questions and answers afterwards. Dom, do you have anything else about this one?
No, I think that was great. Yeah, I already moved to this one. I think you started talking about this already.
Yeah, I got so excited. Also, the only thing on this that is new is that beta psych soc deck that I talked about. Like, you guys will have the first access to that. I think we're lacking, I think like 600 or maybe 500 cards that still need to be put into places. So that'll be published probably like next week for everyone. Once again, it's free. Like, we just think more students need this stuff, right? You guys, just so you know, like, you can make your own maps and you can profit, like, I don't even know how to say that. You can be profitable with it and you can make money off of that, which is a cool way too. For me with this deck, I just wanted to make.
Oh, your sound is gone, Raleigh. So, can you say something, Raleigh?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, you're back. You're back.
Okay, sorry. How much did you miss? Did you
not much. I think yeah, you were just saying that you can share your decks as well.
Yeah, share your decks. It's just awesome. And then the last thing is I think Dom, you would probably know more about this.
Yeah, so basically we have this public roadmap where people can submit features and ideas for the app. And yeah, basically a lot of people from a lot of different communities post stuff there. So a lot of language learners, like the Chinese learning community is quite big. A lot of people from programming. And yeah, obviously now we also have those medical students, so we kind of have to determine what are we going to build and for whom are we going to build it. And since I've had so much fun with Raleigh, just building for the medical community and how it's like really aligned with the mission as helping as many people as possible, we kind of want to give you like roadmap super voting. So basically means that your ideas and your comments, your votes will have priority, and those will be the things that we build first, because that's really what's going to drive like, yeah, building the best medical MCAT learning tool out there. And then, yeah, finally, this is again, really, this is something you created. Maybe you want to talk about this?
Oh yeah, I mean, I got too excited, so I started sharing already. So you guys already know this, but that's it. That's that PsychSesh deck.
Yeah. So yeah, you actually already had a sneak preview, and yeah, just as Raleigh said, you get early beta access. So like Raleigh wants to make it available for free eventually. But yeah, if you're subscribing now, we just give you earlier access, basically. And yeah, the reason we do this is just to give you full transparency. Like I'm building a company, but I have to decide who am I going to build it for, right? So we have language learners, we have people doing programming, and now we have those medical stuff. And it's just, I'm very excited about the medical and MCAT students, because it just is such a close fit. Like it's such a lot of information, and it's all connected. And then it's so cool that you guys actually become doctors and help people, which I just feel so grateful that I can support that, right? But at the same time, this is my business. This is how I make a living. So I want to assure that it still exists in 1 year, in 5 years, and 10 years, so that we can really scale it and help like lots and lots of people, right? So yeah, for me, like taking up that subscription it's like, first of all, it's a way that you say thank you, and it's the way that it makes it possible for me. And at the same time, it also means like, if medical students are taking up this subscription and subscribing, it means that they're really motivated to get it, right? And that means that we should build this, and maybe not build it for something else where there's interest as well, but maybe people don't subscribe so much. Now, yeah, of course, I know you might be skeptical about a new product, paying money for that. So we actually, I don't know if you have this on the slide. So we have this offer for 2 more weeks. So it basically gives you 2 more weeks just to try things out, see if this is for you. And at that point, you can basically decide if you want to be part of this founding member community of the Traverse math circle. And even if you pay, and at some point in the next 60 days you decide, well, it doesn't work out for me, or it's not quite what I wanted, we always offer a full refund. So don't worry about that. This is just for me to make sure that I can make the right business decision, that I'm excited about building this, but I have to make sure that that will lead to a sustainable business as well. Raleigh, did you have any other things to
No,
add?
yeah, I mean, I just think it's just so exciting to have like a rad app and just to be a part of it.
Yeah, and Raleigh is really amazing. He's doing all of this work like completely for free, just because he's so excited about doing this for the community. So I want to really thank Raleigh a lot, because it's been so much fun working with you, and I'm so excited to work with other medical students just like you.
Yeah, honestly, it would be cool to like just to have like a group with you guys, and to kind of to make things even better, and just to see. But once again, it's just cool. Like Dom's got a lot of different branches, and so at first I used the app for free for like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and then once all of the tools were there, it seemed like it was good enough for me to actually purchase. So I think it's important to take your time to like really see, but it's an awesome app.
Yeah.
And I think you just posted whatever like a sign up thing for that. Is that right?
Yeah. So there's a link in the chat where you can buy this mint bundle. So it's the same animal price that we offer on our website, but if you buy it here, then you get registered as one of the founding members, and you get to build this community with us, and you get the early access to Raleigh stack as well. So yeah, with that, let's go into the full Q&A, and whether you have questions about the app, to me, about our philosophy, about pricing, or you can direct those to me, or if you have more MCAT specific questions, or questions on how Raleigh does specific things, you can probably ask those to Raleigh, and he will be happy to share a screen share again and show you. So any questions, you can unmute and ask, or you can just write into the chat. Both is fine.
I would love to start off by saying thank you for hosting this, Raleigh and Dom. This has been informative, inspiring, and I'm really excited to be a part of this founding community. And I'm looking really forward to contributing, seeing how much potential this has, not only just for the medical community, but for all forms of learning. And it goes along with like some of the philosophies that I've gathered from you, which is that we need to do what makes sense to us in order for us to learn. And this platform provides that opportunity for you to do what makes sense for you and to apply that into action. Quick question about the string of emails, not the ones between us, but the string of emails that you sent recently for like the bundle, the other bundle. I registered for that. Do I register for this as well, for the MCAT bundle?
Right. So I mean, I'm happy to if you already got that bundle, I will just put you on the list of founding members as well, because I mean it's the same price. Like it's just like you get some memory related bonuses here, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
If you want to be part of
figured. I just thought I thought I would ask just to further clarify. And then yeah, something that Raleigh mentioned very early on in the presentation was about like the feedback that and the conversations that both of you guys had. And that, like, when I saw Raleigh's video on Reddit and I just started checking it out, and then I, like, you know, got like the free trial or whatever, and then I started getting emails from you, I was like, is this an automated message thing? Like, is this actually him? Like, is he actually messaging me? So I was like, all right, I'll send an email back. So, and then he started talking to me. I was like, okay, like, this is legit, like, awesome. Like, this is actually a small community that we're just starting to build, and I'm actually so stoked to be a part of it, because
no, so I will give you like full transparency. So like those initial emails, they are sent automated, but then I respond to every response that I get, because it's just so important for me to build the right thing. And like your feedback is the only way that we can build the right thing.
And it's so sick, like Jacob, it's time to see how just excited you are about it, because I was the same way, and I was like, man, I hope I'm not the only person out there that's stoked. And then when that Reddit post blew up,
I hope
like,
that too.
Yeah,
I was so mad when it got taken down. The mods took it down because I guess they're all asleep or something. I don't know.
And the mods are actually we're in conversations with them. One of the mods is really stoked about it, and one of the mods is obviously trying to keep the community empire. It's kind of funny, they're split about it as well, but it'll hopefully blow up more. What were you going to say, SB? It looked like you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to echo exactly what Jacob said. Thank you so much, Dom, Raleigh. Thank you so much for this. I mean, exactly what Jacob said, copy and paste. And I just wanted to ask two things, actually. Number one is related to Traverse. Is there any way for us to back up our maps?
Yeah, so there's an export option. So the export format is not very friendly at the moment. It's like a JSON file with Markdown inside. So you can back it up and import it at some point. But yeah, maybe we'll make that friendlier so that you can also use it in other places. But that also depends on what other users are saying. Obviously, yeah, like maybe that's a good question to ask you. What is your main purpose of backing it up? Is it just to be sure that it's still there, or do you want to use it for other purposes as well?
Yeah, so it would just suck, to be 3 months in, have, a very comprehensive map made, and then one day find that you're not able to access it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. So there is an export. And I'll also make note of that.
That's a good, and like, oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, isn't it all backed up on the cloud server?
Yeah, I mean, it's on a cloud, of course, but some people prefer to have a local copy, which I can completely understand. So with export function, you can do that.
And I was just about to say, like, SP, like, that's the perfect type of things to share. And within the feedback, maybe Dom, you could show like the roadmap page, because those are like the perfect things to share. Like, oh, I think we should make the export just a little easier, you know. So that's, I'm glad you shared that. But it looks like you had another question as well.
Yeah,
oh yeah, here's
no, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's just show you quickly. So this is the roadmap page. So we kind of, here we show what we are currently working on, and then here this is where you can send ideas. And yeah, if you join like the early founder community for medical MCAT, I'm actually going to send you a code which you can use in your comments, and then I'll know, oh, that's an MCAT comment. That's when it's going to be really, really important, so that we can prioritize that on the roadmap.
Perfect. If anyone else doesn't have a question, I was gonna address what I emailed you about, Dom, which was, right. So I uploaded a pre-made deck from was it from, there was one that's called Ortho 528, and then the other one was I think it was like a Khan Academy deck. But when I uploaded it, it was not, oh, it was called Miles Down, not Khan. But anyways, it was like over 700 or close. Yeah, it was close to 1,000 flashcards. And again, like the formatting of it was like not comprehensive. And even if I like try to open if I try to open like the pre-made map from the decks, it's also not comprehensive. So now if I want to create like my own, I definitely can, but then all of those cards are still in like the flashcard review. So that now I have like a ton of flashcards that I'm probably not going to want to review, because it's basically the same thing as Anki in that respect. Whereas I'd rather like have them more so, you know, condensed as well as formatted appropriately. So I'm wondering how to delete more than one at a time, because I can delete one at a time, but the timely process of deleting, you know, over 1,000 cards is going to be, yeah.
Yeah. So actually, so I think there are a couple of sides to that questions. So we can, I would also like to have a look later at your imported deck and see what it actually looks like, to see if I can spot like what went wrong. But the other part of that is, when you say deleting a flashcard, do you mean like actually deleting it, or do you just want it to not show up in your reviews basically?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's more so it. Deleting it from my reviews. Because I don't want to, yeah, there's some cards that I definitely don't want to see. And you know what, I probably could have not uploaded anything. I just wanted to see how it processed and how it would turn out. And it just didn't turn out the way that I expected it to. So I want to remove them from review, because I'd rather review ones that are going to be more comprehensive when I actually make them.
Yeah, that makes total sense. So I'll tell you some ideas that we have around that, because I was actually last week meeting with my UX designer, and he had some ideas around this as well. So maybe I'll just share that with you and see if that could potentially like fix what you're describing. So yeah, obviously you can just either remove or add or remove a flashcard from reviews here, or delete it completely. But yeah, that's one by one. Then if you click here, you actually have an overview of all the due flashcards. And I think that's where we want to, this will take some time as well, because it's a lot. So this is actually where we're planning to make some changes. So obviously you can do the same thing here, do it one by one. What we were thinking,
that's what I was looking at.
Yeah, but what we were thinking is basically having categories here. And like, we're still figuring out how that would work, maybe with tags, or maybe by topic, so that like your Miles Down deck is like one topic, and your own flashcards is like another topic, where you would basically have those same options, but to apply it to all the flashcards for a particular topic. So basically remove all of them, or I don't know if you want to have to lead, but I think that's mainly like add or remove all of them from your reviews.
Yes. Yes.
So that is kind of the direction we are thinking about. I don't know what your thoughts about that are.
Yeah, oh, I agree. I think that function would help to group, so then that way you can locate a lot more easily. Because if I, say like I created the flashcard that I wanted to, but it's because it's from the other deck, that flashcard will still show up in this list that you're showing right now. So I want to get rid of it. So to then find that flashcard after doing all that, like it's just so timely, right? So I think that function with grouping would be really helpful. The other thing that I can definitely suggest would be like a highlight function, where you can actually drag and highlight a bunch of them at the same time. That would, I think, also be helpful. Because then whether or not like you select the function to be like deleting the cards or removing them from reviews, you can do multiple at a time rather than just one.
Right. Okay. So you mean like being able to select multiple ones from this one, from this view, basically, and then doing the menu thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Precisely.
Right. Yeah.
I like Jacob's idea with that. Yeah, we should definitely. That would definitely help too. I upvote that. That's a good idea too. It's fun to see like SP and Jacob already have like really rad ideas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and if
one thing, Jacob, that might help just in the meantime while they start to fix that, you might consider making two. Or could I share my screen, Dom?
Yeah, sure.
And I might be wrong with this. Maybe Dom, you would know. But if you can you see this, my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. If you go into here, this is how I've done it just in the meantime. You can make your like one deck, if that makes sense. And then you can make another deck with your concept map. So let's say this is your deck that just had like random stuff from blank or whatever. So you can make this from what you uploaded from Anki, then you make your concept deck. And then when you're in here, you can move cards into your concept deck. But the way around it is instead of reviewing your flashcards up here, just go to your first node and then you just do review it'll say this page and everything underneath the page, if that makes sense. That kind of makes sense. That's just like a way around it right now while we wait for that to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I don't know if anybody has any other questions in the meantime, but sorry.
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it, Mark.
How do we get access to the second source deck?
Yeah, so basically if you sign up via this link that I just posted, I'll post it again, then I'll know that you are like an MCAT sign up, and you will get all of the bonuses basically to be an early founding member, and as part of that also to get the Psych deck. So you will get the link by email.
Okay, is there any way to, because I was looking at it and it's the bundle price, so we can do the monthly payment when we have to buy the bundle?
Yeah, so for this one, it's just the annual payment. Yeah, it's just so a way for me to ensure that you are really committed. And of course, as Raleigh mentioned, so this is early access to the Psych deck. So eventually, in some time, it will be freely available as well. So if you're saying like I'm not ready to purchase it right now, you can wait for that too.
SP looked like he had a question.
Yeah, I had the question that I wanted to ask was, how did you go about, Raleigh, how did you go about determining what was high yield and low yield from the Khan Academy stuff? Right.
Okay. So that's just from my experience, right? And that's kind of hard. That's the thing you get at the end of it. That's kind of the fun part about making your maps and showing them at the end, is you kind of have a retroactive view. So those were things that I felt. So to be honest, I think my Psych deck probably had 4,000 cards in it. And then in changing it to this, I think I'd probably cut out like 1,500 to 2,000 cards, just because, you don't want to miss anything, but after you actually take the MCAT and after you take a lot of AAMC stuff, you're like, oh, I didn't even need to know that. So that's kind of where that came from.
Got it. Awesome. Thank you so much. And just to follow up on the export import feature. So you're supposed to be able to export your map and then be imported back as a markdown file. Is that supposed to work?
Yeah, that actually works, although I think that import is probably hidden right now. But that's I think that's a bug actually. That's a good point. So yeah, you can definitely do that, but I think it's hidden in the interface right now. So I will have to re-enable that. It's a problem, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Raleigh and Tom. Thank you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, thank you.
Yeah. If I don't know if anybody else has a question. Else, Jacob, if you wanted to, you could do a quick screen share of the deck you tried to import to see if I can see what happened there.
Yeah, I'm absolutely happy to do so. Give me 1 sec. Let's see. All right, y'all can see my screen. You guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, sweet. Okay, sweet. I think I have it here. So I don't have it as a topic anymore. Oh, let me just make this full screen.
Right.
I don't have it as a topic anymore. I hid or archived them so I wouldn't have to look at them anymore. It's taking time. So originally it was just like, it was just two. It was like, it said miles down and miles down deck, and then it was the ortho 528. It was this one, and then like a parent page of this. And then when I archived them and then show archived, this is what happened. But in any case, like if I go down here, I think that one says, oh, it's only 8. But even if I go down to, okay, this one shows about 700.
Yeah.
If I open this, it'll show, so it said 700 there. I believe it's just slow. There's about 100 there. I think there's like 50 here, or 106 there. There should be probably like 53 or 58 in the next one or something like that. But this is how it comes up. And I understand that there won't be anything here because it's just the decks, or sorry, it's just the cards, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't open very intuitively. Like if I have, if I look at, say, okay, I'm looking at physics and math, this is 108. If I scroll down here, there probably is about 108. But it's not organized, or it is organized to this specific page. But I have to make all the parent or all the sub pages, and then I guess what I would end up doing is dragging that to the parent or to the sub pages, right?
Right. And
so yeah, so it's actually not bad. I guess like at first glance, because of my untrained eyes, I didn't know what I was looking at.
Right. I see. So in Anki, this was actually organized. So I think you are organizing it in Anki with tags, or are you using it subtags?
I think this is organized in Anki by physics and math. Is by the physics and math deck. Or sorry, I should be highlighting that. But I didn't turn off scheduling, so it's also could be something like I'm not 100% sure where I go into. Like I'm sure I can find it if I go into the settings, but I have not turned off scheduling because I was already I was still studying from.
I think that should be fine. Like if something is wrong with the scheduling, then it wouldn't import at all. So I think that's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mine looks the same. It's also upload a mouse down deck, and it looks just like this.
Okay, so maybe. If and maybe I think Raleigh or anybody else probably knows this, if you can send me a link to the mouse deck, I can actually try that out and see how it imports and if we should be changing anything there.
Okay, because I now after like our conversation, I actually do believe that this is actually how it should be given how this platform works. It's just a matter of I don't have this organized. This is organized because it's in the specific parent page, physics and math.
Yeah.
But if I, but then if I make, say, like, a subpage on dynamics, and then I make another subpage on energy, then I can, create those subpages and then drag those in. So I guess I already have it sorted, but it's also a matter of, I kind of wanted to organize this myself and then be able to access these to drop and drag in. But how do I access my own while still accessing these? Like
so
my own map, so to speak. Sorry.
yeah, so I think Raleigh, you might have ideas about this as well. What I would say is you can do two things. Either you can start turning this into your own map, because obviously you can edit this and actually create your own mind map here, and then you can drag and drop. Or if you don't want to do it, you can just click on a flashcard and do move to, and then search for the page, because that will search across all of your decks. And I don't know, Raleigh, if you have a recommend method or any other ideas.
Yeah, no, I think it's good that because this is something that we definitely would want to kind of see if there's any changes in the future to be made. But I think the key thing here is to, and this is what I did, is to use the cards that you just uploaded and keep that in one node, and then make a new node. Maybe I should just screen share.
Here, I'll stop.
Okay. And if you guys have better ideas, just share them. But this is the way that I've been going about that. So you guys can see this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So so what I have done, let's go to a smaller one. That's just a little easier. Okay, let's do my mind. So these are all of my Anki cards. Sorry, just being slow. Maybe my computer's just slow. Okay, sweet. So this is what I've done. You can also tell I use miles down for something, so I totally know what you guys are talking about. So this is what initially happened when I uploaded, just like yours. It just breaks it up. You should know, like you saw, like it's in order. So it basically does it by tags or an order of topics. So that's kind of nice to know. It's not like these are just random cards, but it just needs to break it up. So the key is just that, like with Traverse you're uploading your decks of cards, but you're not actually uploading a structure. Like making the concept map is like it's like a part of the learning for you. And so that's what I did. So basically I uploaded these, and then I make my first node. So then let's just say like all node, right? And then from here, this is actually going to be the start of my mind map. These are just where I'm dragging cards from. And eventually, once I've dragged the cards into my mind map, so I'm just going to do number 2. And number 3 would be down here. I'm just making my cool mind map. I'm dragging these cards into here as I go, making my big mind map. And then some of these might be deleted. Does that kind of make sense? You kind of like make your nodes to make your mind maps, and you just kind of have your cards stored in the way that Anki uploads it. That's kind of, I don't think it would be hard for Anki to upload to Traverse like a beautiful mind map. That's just tricky.
Yeah, so I can tell what it does is actually it copies Anki's deck and subdeck structure, but it doesn't handle the Anki tags. So especially I think the miles down deck, it seems to use a combination of subdecks and tags. So the subdecks are imported correctly, but then it kind of ignores the tags. So that is where you can then create your own mind map and basically go through the process that Raleigh just described. I think.
Yeah, I think that's amazing, because I started building my own mind map, but then realized like, okay, like I'm gonna have to start creating these flashcards raw, like from here, which is also gonna be time consuming. So it actually makes a lot more sense to just use the deck that is already, uploaded from Anki, and then build from that. Like you have the scaffolding there, so to speak, and then you start laying the foundation, and then take away the scaffolding as the foundation cures.
Yeah, I think that's a great call. And like, it's not like you need to make your concept before you study. Like, just like you're saying, you're kind of just like, you get your scaffolding, then you start tearing it down as you build your deck. And then one pro tip with that, like Dom said, is when you download from Anki, I would either decide to download from like tags or to download from decks, but not both, or else Traverse is kind of like, which hierarchy do you want me to go with? As far as miles down, I would do their tags because their hierarchical tags are really good. So I would just make sure there's no extra decks that you made and just download straight their tags, if that makes sense. Does that kind of make sense what I'm saying?
The tags are like the blue highlighted text, right?
Yeah, here, maybe I'll share my screen with my Anki too, if that's okay. Sorry, Dom, is this going over for you? And anybody can leave too.
Yeah, no, for me it's fine. Yeah, Charlie just sent me a message. He had to leave as well, but he really appreciated the meeting. So yeah, of course, anybody can leave at any time. But yeah, I'm fine to hang around as well to answer any questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I'm saying here is you can either have hierarchical decks. So this is my hierarchical deck, or you can have, as you know, hierarchical tags within Browse. And so the key is when you upload your deck, like don't like try to do either one or the other. Like have just one deck with like no hierarchy to it, but with tons of hierarchical tags, or no hierarchical tags and then hierarchical decks. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it does. And what you saw from what I shared, it follows more so the tags, like the hierarchical tags.
Exactly. And I don't know if you have one deck or not, but I would just do the hierarchical tags, at least from if you're using miles down, because that's just going to make, they already did a good job doing the hierarchy as far as downloading it into.
Okay, sweet. And super quick follow-up that kind of focuses a little bit more on like methods with using this wonderful platform as a study tool. When you create your decks, I know your nodes, because I saw a bunch of nodes on your main page. Do you typically have like a master page that has like absolutely all of the content, or do you like to use specific nodes like towards a specific concept? Like I think I've seen your metabolism one. You obviously have your psych-soc one, but do you have one that goes over absolutely everything, like connects everything?
Yeah, okay, so I'm glad you brought that up because that's my goal. So quick thing, so the psych-soc deck, I kind of feel like there's like 3 types of decks, and you kind of just barely said them. You can either have like a deck where you just have like lots of general information, and that's the psych-soc deck, and that's an easy deck to share with people. Then you can have like intricate decks, which is that carb metabolism, right? Like those are like the nodes are like a specific molecule, right? And then there's like the master deck. And so that's what I'm going to do for my personally is it's going to be a master deck, but very specifically. So it's not going to look like the Khan Academy deck. That deck's more of like a teaching deck for people to just learn material. But me personally, before medical school, I am going to take everything that I've learned from physiology, biology, biochem, and I'm going to make a master deck. And they're going to have links between things. Like if it's talking about calcium, it's going to, a calcium page or node's going to connect and backlink to axon potential. So literally, like when I say like my mind, like it's going to be my entire mind. And that makes me so excited. It's just so fun to make everything, right? So yeah, does that kind of explain that?
Oh yeah, I feel that. I feel that. That's exactly the kind of mode that I'm trying to work with right now too, is like just understanding obviously the nuances between like very specific things, but then like really captivating like the bigger picture of it all. And no, that really helps. It further affirms to me that like the direction that I'm headed, especially with like finding and becoming a part of this community, is definitely what's helpful. I really appreciate you sharing that.
And the cool thing is like you guys, depending on what you want to do, like you guys could be doing the same thing and like you guys could be like making like huge changes to this, right? That could just like help so many students down the road. So it's just fun. It's so fun to be involved in something. Oh yeah, what were you gonna say?
No, yeah, I was gonna say what's awesome about this is that like it definitely, like, we can see already the applications, say in North American medical students, but I'm sure that this tool can be a very useful tool for medical students worldwide. Being that Dom is technically a global citizen, that there's so much potential that this can outreach towards, and not just specifically for MCAT students or, you know, pre-med students, and definitely applies to medical students, not only here in North America, but definitely worldwide. It all depends on how the user specifically wants to use it, right?
Definitely.
You guys are quick to catch the vision. But yeah, that's totally, it really is. So that's cool that you guys already realized.
Yeah,
that.
this is so cool. Like Jacob and Raleigh just got inspired by you again in turn. And I think that's so cool. You can inspire each other. And actually, I was contacted recently by some Dutch medical students as well. So maybe something will come out of that, and hopefully that will go in the same direction as you guys want to go, and then we can kind of build that in parallel.
Traverse Worldwide Forum.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll if you guys talk to Dom, and then if you guys decide to do that, then we'll get you guys in that Traverse Med Reddit, and then and we can, whatever your guys' idea. There's not like a hierarchical structure to us. It's just a group. So like we could meet virtually bi-weekly, or we could not meet virtually at all. It could just be online. So just kind of whatever you guys want to do. But I'll have to go here soon, but I'm just excited. It was so nice, SP, to meet you, Jacob, Mark. Like, yeah, best of luck with MCAT. I'm going to put my email in the chat. And then if you ever need help with other things with the MCAT or planning out your MCAT, if you need help with cars, I love cars tips. And we can just meet sometime and just help out any way I can. I mean, I would just love to. So just send me an email there, and then we can just plan. Yeah, just what you guys need.
Yeah, and I'll follow up on this by email as well to everybody who attended. And I think the first thing we're gonna do is invite you to like the Reddit community, and kind of keep that the place where we can easily exchange things and ideas as well.
Yeah, I think that's great. Okay,
Awesome.
well, it was so nice to meet you guys, really.
Yeah,
likewise. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah,
thank you for
guys. That's a
All
grind.
right. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, Mark, Jacob, SP, Charlie, who already left.
Can I ask one last question, like
Sure.
real quick?
Yeah.
Is there like a YouTube video that we can watch or something, like, because I want to know how to like change the algorithm. Like, are we allowed to do that or not yet?
To change the what?
Like the algorithm, how we know like the space repetition.
So that's fixed at the moment. We do have a YouTube channel though, where we have a bunch of videos. I'll just post a link in the chat real quickly. But yeah, like algorithm is another thing that I'd love your feedback on. Maybe we can explore changes and improvements there as well.
And that was something I was going to say to you, Dom, as well. Like down the line is definitely, I think a lot of medical students like changing their algorithms, and so that might be a definite thing. But yeah, thanks for that thought, Mark.
Yeah, and just real quick. Do
they know where the app is, Mark? I mean, Dom, or maybe they can post it on the Traverse Med as well, just so that we all know.
Yeah, I'll just show one video, and from there you can probably find the channel.
Cool. And I'll try to make more videos, Mark, as time goes. And you guys can make more videos too. Like, that's the fun thing.
Yeah.
Like, you guys, honestly, you guys right now are like the experts compared to everyone else. So best of luck with that. Maybe Dom, just
go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
I was just saying, maybe Dom, at least for like the first week or two, just because it'll be easy to know, at least for me and you, like maybe they could also post their ideas on the Traverse Med while it's private, and then that way we can know like exactly where those are coming from, and then I can know if someone's already given a a suggestion that I was already thinking of. Is that okay if we try it with that?
Yeah, definitely. I think there will, the Traverse Mat will be a great place to have that those kind of discussions.
So write down those ideas, guys, because then we'll just like keep a tally, and then if anybody else comes on, then they'll know that someone else has already been looking at that on Traverse. If you do like the Reddit page, I think that'll be helpful. Do they have access to that, or is there a link to get to that page, Dom?
The Reddit page you're saying?
Uh-huh.
I think, well, we can do that in the email. I'll try to send out an email today or tomorrow where we'll invite you.
Okay, that sounds great. Okay, guys, I gotta go, but best of luck studying for the MCAT. It was super nice to meet all of you.
Yeah,
and honestly,
like,
I'm not joking. Please email me if you have like a question about the MCAT, and like I would just love to help. We can just find a time.
Yeah, same for me. If you have questions about Traverse, then just email me. I already had a great email discussion with Jacob, so yeah, keen to answer any questions.
We'll see you guys later. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Take care,
Thanks, everybody. See you.
I actually had a little bit of a did we lose
Oh yeah, go for it.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I kind of wasn't sure whether to mention or not because I didn't want to end things on a negative note, but I think I may have run into a bit of a glitch.
Sure.
There was is it all right if I share screen really quickly? There was.
Yeah, sure. Awesome. And I mean, bugs are unavoidable, so there will be bugs and we will have to fix them. So that doesn't matter.
Awesome. So here what happened was I was just experimenting with it. I made this map and originally it just had there was a subpage here called psychology, but for some reason what happened was I'm not sure if this had anything to do with it or not, but I tried exporting this and then importing just to see if I would be able to back it up. I think I did that yesterday. And then when I logged in, I think today, or maybe it was later yesterday in the day, after I had done that export and then try to import it again, what happened was I noticed that this was, it just, when I click on it, before it wouldn't even say not found. Before it was just like an empty page, I think. And then it says this page does not exist.
Right, I see. Yeah.
And just to provide a little more information, I think what happened was I had in this subpage right here labeled organic chemistry, I had a link to that subpage that's no longer findable. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Okay. So yeah, I think that's probably a bug in the import export process, as you mentioned. So yeah, you see the psychology is still there, but then probably it didn't recognize that link properly and it linked to another page that actually doesn't exist. Got it. So that's a bug in the either import or export. I'll make a note of that.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much. That's it.
Cool.
And yeah, I'll be sure to look out for the emails. But yeah, I purchased or like registered for the bundle that was in our emails past like day or so. What was it called again?
Yeah, that's the memory tools bundle. So I'll just
the memory tools bundle. Yeah. So yeah, I'll just be looking out for your email to like opt into this community and our medical Reddit or medical Traverse. But yeah, I found our Reddit. Like it's just Traverse.link. Are we gonna have another like subreddit for Traverse like medical or what's the idea there?
So Raleigh and I are setting up a Traverse Mat Reddit, and that's going to be the Reddit where this community is going to take place. Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah. If there's anything I can do to further contribute, like I'm just really excited to be a part of this. I like all of I cherish the values that we all hold closely to us, and I think it's important to like have three virtues above all else, which is like wanting to educate, unite, and inspire people. And I think that really helps us to grow as a society and as individuals, because although you can label like societal growth or individual growth as important in different ways, like they're both equally important in the greater scheme of things. So something that kind of unites us individually and collectively, I think, is really worthy of support and care.
That is awesome. Yeah, I love those values: educate, unite, and inspire. I wrote that down. I love it. Yeah.
Thank you so
Cool.
much, Dom. Thank you so much to Raleigh as well. This was amazing. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward
thank you
to,
guys for attending, for all the feedback you've provided, and yeah, I would love to see all of you in the yeah, MCAT founding members communities that we're setting up.
Sounds
All
good.
right,
Thanks so
thank
much.
you.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you so much, Dom. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, guys. You too. See ya.
Take care.